So you're in the market for a property. Now, I already know there's three things that you're concerned about. Number one, the obvious. You want to find the perfect property. Number two, you don't want to pay too much for it. And number three, you don't want to move into the property and find out there's something negative that you wish you would have known before you bought it. So let's just quickly talk first about how we find the right property. All the websites that you're probably looking at, whether it's realtor.ca or third-party websites that agents have, just so you know, there's a delay of about 12 to 24 hours. The system that we have is in real time. So if we set you up in our system, you can have access to those properties as they hit the market within 1 hour. This can be very helpful in a market like we're in because things are selling relatively quick. We also network with a bunch of agents on private Facebook pages around the city so that we can see which properties that are coming soon. We have a whole bunch of, well, it's actually about 2,500 realtors on that private Facebook page that post coming soon properties. And sometimes you can get lucky and find the perfect one for you before it even hits the market. Also, we network with all the agents in our brokerage. So we're also aware of properties that are coming up that haven't hit the market yet. And this can be very successful for you, especially in a market like today. But the biggest thing is you just have to be watching day after day after day. It's a treasure hunt. And if you're not watching closely, the opportunities get missed. Secondly, when you find that property, it's easy for someone who's been doing this for a long time like me, or if you're experienced in this business, to be able to pull up recent sales and do what we call a comparative market analysis for you and show you, what the value of that property should be, and compare it to the recent solds so that you can see for yourself if that's a fair market value price. The other thing that I always point out to people is resaleability. It's very important, of course, when you're buying a property, that you consider that at some point you're going to have to sell it. And you want to factor that into your decision so it's not going to be a hard property to sell in the future. Thirdly, well, moving in and not finding out something negative about the property, that is a lot of knowledge and experience to protect your interest because every property is different in what we look for. Of course, if it's a single family dwelling, inspections are going to be part of your decision, I would guess. And inspections are important, but I want to make it very clear. Inspections reduce risk. They don't eliminate it. And number one, you need a really good inspector. And number two, it's really important that if you see something within that inspection that's a concern, that we bring out somebody that specializes in that concern. I can't emphasize that enough. Pulling title. You never want to write an offer on a property without pulling title, and you need someone that understands what's on that title and to pull the registered documents pertaining to that title to explain to you anything that could potentially be an issue for you on the title. These are some of the things that are really important in making your decision. If you work with someone like us, that's what we do. Our number one job as licensed practitioners in this business is really to protect your interests. It's not just to find the right property. It works synergistically together. Now, here's an invitation for you that I'm going to recommend if you're open to this. Most buyers just look online till they find something they're interested in. That's when they reach out to an agent. I'm going to suggest taking a little bit of time with us on a Zoom call first, or even meeting with us in person and allowing us to walk you through what I'll call my little mini real estate course and show you some of the things that you should be aware of, especially if you are doing this for the first time. But even if you're not, trust me on this, even if you've bought and sold 3 or 4 properties, I can teach you some things that you didn't know. I teach agents all the time that have been in the business for 10 years, things they don't even know. So this is a business where there's always things that you can come across that you would never expect. It's not a cookie cutter business. There's different situations we run into every single day with different properties. So my invitation is to reach back out to us, take about 30 minutes with us on a Zoom call. I promise you the information we give you will be invaluable. Even if you don't end up picking us as your agent to work with, but the information we give you, I promise you will be invaluable.